grace the slate with Change the World. And we're not trying to change the world. We're not trying to rain down the fire. We're just trying to bring the funny. And one of the guys that helped bring the funny, a good partner and friend, Chris Aiken. What's going on there, Chris?
What is up, sir? How are we?
Well, we're back after a catastrophic meltdown last week. We're all good. New modem, new line drop, new everything. So we should be good for another at least 12 or 14 years.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
I saw a comment there in the chat room that they were going to have to buy something so I could get better internet.
Yeah. They want me to make fucking faggot ass face masks. Fuck you.
Who would wear a face mask?
Fags.
Why would any one of our fans say they wanted a face mask? Why?
Beats me. And that's pretty much exactly. I said we're not making products for fucking hoaxes.
Who said that? And if you know who it is, go ahead and kick them out of the chat room right now. I don't want a fan like that.
I'll let that one slide. Their intention was good.
Well, I don't want them in my chat room.
All right. Well, no. I think it was Texas Brian. See ya.
Really?
I think.
Did you actually say that, Brian?
I think he did. It was him or Brian in Tennessee. One of the Brians said it.
I hope that, Chris, I was just joking about the face mask. All right. Don't be joking about that shit. Have some pride, pal.
Yeah, this is a serious show here. Yeah. Very serious.
We don't want to buy into the garbage.
No, definitely not.
As you can see, I'm down for the cause tonight.
You are. Black Olives do matter.
Yes, I'm wearing my official Black Olives Matter shirt. Thank you, Rick Camuglia.
I'm just wearing my Black Matters shirt. Not lives, not olives, just black.
Yeah,
Black Matters.
Black Matters.
Black Matters.
Yeah, so I'm down for the cause.
Glad you are. Fuck their cause.
Yeah, I'm all about the good Italian food.
No, that I'm good. That I'm for. Although I don't like olives.
For the good Italian food because Black Olives matter.
Yeah. Well, Rick's a good dude. I like Rick.
Yeah, Rick is a badass dude. I mean, you know, when I heard about Rick when he was making the rounds on all the morning shows and he was on morning radio and so on and so forth, and I reached out to him to get an interview with the guy, and
sure.
Never would I have thought that this guy was a heavy metal guy and he likes our show.
Yeah. We're very topical these days.
Well, I understand, but it was just kind of funny because this guy was getting a lot of traction.
Yeah.
You know, he was appearing on the morning shows like, Fox and that kind of stuff, and then he was making the rounds on all the morning radio shows and things. I heard him on, this was back, when I still actually listened to commercial radio. And I heard him on a local station, and I was just like, oh, this guy rules. I got to reach out to this guy.
And then right after you heard him, that's when you quit local radio, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's about where it ended for me.
Like, this is the last guest I'm ever going to hear.
Yeah, we do our own guest here, pal.
That's right.
Well, speaking of guests.
Yes.
Sal and I had a joint venture this afternoon to try to land a guest that I've been interested in having on the show.
Okay.
Sal reached out to the little truck driver girl, Angelica, and she actually answered him back.
Okay.
And so I hit her up with an email. She did not respond yet because it's like, 2:00 in the morning over there.
Right.
She's from Sweden, but I'm seeing if we can get little truck driver Angelica on the show.
What are we going to talk to her about? Fucking brakes?
No. I want to find out about her whole deal. She's got a whole thing going on.
Well, I know. I've seen, believe me, you sent me 100 videos.
I know. But my point is that she's got a website and she does speaking engagements and she's like on Swedish TV and she does all kinds of shit.
Mm.
So I'm just curious, just from her technical aspect of how she does what she does, because I was kind of trying to analyze her videos.
Right.
And the way that she has all of her cameras situated in all the places that she goes, it's like, so do you stop, like if she's pulling into say a truck dock,
Mm-hmm.
there's a video of her pulling into the yard. So does she have to get out of her truck, go into the truck yard, place her camera, then go back out, get in the truck so you can get a shot of her coming into the yard? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, she's just like really technical. So I'm just more or less interested from a technical standpoint, not so much, as far as being a driver or heavy equipment operator. That's interesting too. But she's got the whole thing going on, the video editing, all the different angles, and it's like half of her day is taken up just trying to get all the video shots.
Yeah. I think it's a truck driver thing because I like looking at her, but that's about it. I don't really care what she's doing, just as long as she's bouncing around, I'm good.
Well, that part is great to watch too,
She
but
is a
but I
hottie.
well, she is, but she's got a lot of, if she did most of this, if not all of this on her own, I gotta take my hat off to her because man, she's got the whole thing going on.
Right.
So anyway, I just thought, just out of just a interest thing, maybe we could possibly get her on.
Sure. Why not?
So maybe we will. She's
Well,
interested. We'll find out.
hey, it's somebody different.
It
I
is. And well, this kind of goes back to the conversation you and I were having about interviewing somebody, outside of the realm of classic metal or hard rock.
yeah.
We did the interview with Steve Hackett last week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was cool. I envy you for that. And then of course you did Freeway Rick Ross a few years ago.
Sure. Absolutely.
That was pretty interesting. And then, this is related, but I wanted to get to this last week, so I'll just bring it up early. I
Okay.
wanted to thank you for hooking me up with that interview with Mark Weiss, the
Oh, sure.
photographer Mark Weiss.
Yeah, well, you asked. You said if we could make it happen.
Well, I understand, and it did happen. It went off really well, and we hit it off pretty well. And he says that he'd like to do some more stuff with us. So
Oh, that's cool.
we'll see where that goes. But if you haven't seen the interview, or if you haven't purchased the new Mark Weiss book, The Decade That Rocked,
Mhm.
and you should go get that. It's a badass book, and if you have an interest in 80s hard rock and metal, I think that would definitely be a cool addition to any of your collectibles.
Yeah. Yeah. And you should subscribe to CMS TV anyway. You should be watching all these interviews because they're fun.
Yeah, they
That
are.
was a fun one. That was a really fun one. I watched it instead of listening to it. It was a fun one.
Yeah, it was. So, he was pretty down with it and was just like, "Oh, wow, that's cool." It's just like
Mm.
I'm not used to doing interviews. I've never done interviews up until this point, but I'm getting used to it.
Yeah. Yeah. He seemed real comfortable.
Yeah, he was a good dude, so I like talking to him. So, yeah,
Mhm.
go check that kind of stuff out. Subscribe to CMS TV. It's really inexpensive. It's just $7 a month,
Yeah.
6.99,
Yeah.
and you get all the videos, and you're not going to be censored by YouTube.
No. And as an added thing, I haven't even told you this, although you may have seen it on the CMS socials. I literally I bought. I'm just waiting for it to get here. I bought the Gwyneth Paltrow.
Pussy candles.
Yeah, the pussy smells like my pussy candle, which we will absolutely do a lighting and a sniff test with right here only on CMS TV. It will not.
Right.
I will not be posting it to the podcast. If you want to get my actual showing of the candle and actual sniff of Gwyneth Paltrow's pussy, only on CMS TV.
Sniff my vag.
Yeah, exactly. What a dumb thing. And it was so dumb that I had to buy it.
Well, it was so dumb that she got your money.
Of course. And that's fine.
Yeah.
It was worth the $30 or whatever it was for the candle.
Wow.
Just for the
That's how much that candle was. It's a single candle.
It's one of the bigger candles. I mean, it's not
Wow.
worth $30, but I don't know though. I mean, if she actually rubbed her pussy on it, it might be worth $30, but
You gotta wonder exactly what's involved there to have her scent in the candle.
Yeah, do you think that she like rubs her fingers up in her pussy and gets it all milked up, and then lights a candle and adds vinegar and then tests against her fingers or something? Or
No idea.
how do they come up with knowing that it smells like her pussy?
Yeah. How do we know it smells like her vag?
Yeah, I'm thinking I want some proof. It might be false advertising.
Yeah. What is it about that chick's vag? It's just you got to get some of that.
Yeah.
You'll
And
even spend $30 on a candle.
yeah. And really, when you think about it, it makes no sense. A pussy is basically ugly. It just looks like looks like somebody had a fucking food fight at Arby's. It's not an attractive thing. It stinks. It at best it smells like perfumed tuna. At worst, it smells like it's going to kill you.
I don't know what chicks you've been involved with.
Pussy is not to have a great smell. Come on.
Really? Oh, dude.
Come on. It doesn't have a great smell. You kidding me? What smells better, a steak or a pussy?
Well, a steak, but the thing is if you're describing your experiences as somebody having a tuna fight, it's just like,
I'm saying that I'm being realistic about what pussy smells like. It doesn't smell like fucking. Look, a McDonald's fucking Big Mac smells better than pussy. All food basically smells better than most food smells better than pussy.
Right.
Maybe some Fermunda cheese or stuff like that, but for the most part, food smells better than pussy.
Unless you like sauerkraut.
Yeah, well, see, but that's one of the exceptions.
Pussy or sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut. Hopefully, pussy would smell better than a good sauerkraut ball.
That's my point.
I would hope. I would definitely hope.
All right. Well, that'll be definitely interesting. That's $30 for a vagina scented candle.
Yeah. I thought, look, it's worth $30. It's a $30 investment in the CMS.
Yeah, it's what, 7, 14, 21, 20. It's 4 subscriptions.
Yeah, that's worth it. That might take us 3 years to get, but whatever. Because our fans are so honest with if you put anything out there, we'll buy it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So how many subscribers do we actually have? Do you know?
I think like 12.
12. Okay. We have an audience of 40,000.
Yes.
And we've got 12 subscribers to the video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 12.
Yeah. And so that just breaks down to something that Chris and I always believed in.
Mm-hmm.
The reason we never even didn't do video, it's just like nobody's gonna buy that.
No.
And we were right. Hardly anybody bought that.
Yeah. I'm just putting it up because I'm putting it up at this point. It's like it's there, and I personally like that avenue of the podcast. That if
I do too. I think it looks cool. I think you brought it a long way. I think with the technology as it is, and the fact that we're 350 miles apart.
Yeah.
You've done a great job in putting that together, to where it looks cohesive.
I think it looks every bit as good as like a Rogan or any of that stuff.
I agree.
So yeah, I enjoy it, and I know that that's the trend right now is to go into video. So, might as well be ahead of the game with it.
Well, you know what? Maybe we should just stop putting out the free audio and force them to buy the video.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I do not want to become a corporate show.
Yeah, come on, pal.
I just don't. You know what? I work enough hours of the day for work. So do you. Do you really want to turn this into a business where we're looking?
I want to make it a business. I want to make it a Joe Rogan $100 million 5-year guaranteed contract business.
Well, that contract might be open here in the next week anyway, so maybe we'll go and slide and take Joe's empty contract now that he's in trouble.
Yeah, I guess we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of video and speaking of putting out our podcasts and stuff, I know that you've already posted it out on the social sites.
Yeah.
But starting today, or starting tomorrow rather, or Monday, if you listen to the show via the YouTube, you're going to be a week delayed.
Yeah. We're just not going to pander to YouTube anymore. we'll put it out there. We'll definitely put it on YouTube because that's where we seem to get most of our new listeners from. But if you're a regular listener, if you're a hardcore listener, you're just going to have to move to the alt tech that we're going to if you want it current.
Yeah, if you want a current show, no more YouTube. We're going to do a week delay on YouTube because YouTube is getting to the point of just being a I don't know, it's just way too controlled now.
And I don't like the way it presents our show. It's that simple. And I, you know, you and I did talk about this during the week, but I don't like, more than anything, the only thing I care about with this show, and Neeley, you can back me up on this. It's been a hard and true rule that we do not take shit down. We don't edit things. We don't edit things out. Lord knows there are things I've said on this show that sticking my dick in the ham, for one, that I would like to take out of history and have it gone forever and have it fade away to nothing. But we don't. We leave it out there. And the reason we do is because we want to do the most honest show that we can possibly do. You know, the only thing that we've ever taken down was due to legal, was when the lawyers told us to take it down. And there's what, 2 of those?
Yeah, just a couple.
Yeah, just the Iced Earth and the what was the other one? Doro?
Well, that was less legal and more personal.
Yeah, but we did take that down.
Yeah, we took that down only because we literally don't want to see Doro cry.
And that was tough to hear on the phone.
And that was a real deal.
Yeah. Yeah. And then obviously the legal thing with Iced Earth we had to pull back with.
Right.
And other than that, you know, we leave the show as is, and we hope that everybody, we hope that's one of the reasons that you guys dig the show, is because the show is deadly honest. You know, regardless of if you like what we say or hate what we say, or, you know, we cross your line, so to speak, whatever that would be, you know, we like to have it be a real thing. But now YouTube is stepping in, and they're stepping on our dick with the way they're editing the show. They're taking things down so that you guys, you know, don't get the full show during the week. They're taking clip pieces of the audio out of segments now, you know, and making the segments not make any sense. Like, you know, one of the perfect examples was the last time we had an Eddie Trunk segment, when we talked about Eddie and you played the bumper that Wheezy did, the I, me one. They edited that out. So that bumper's what, a minute long or something?
Yeah, it's about a minute.
So it's a minute long. And so you're listening along, and then you hear silence, and then you hear me and you talking about the bumper that the people couldn't hear. It's not the show that we did. And it makes it make less sense. So between that and then, you know, posting every day, if they pull out a segment on a Wednesday and say, well, we're just taking it off, then we're talking about, you know, because we don't tend to leave segments alone from segment to segment. You know, we kind of carry the joke on throughout the show. So then we start referencing shit, and it doesn't make sense because the rest of it's not up there. So, you know, fuck YouTube. You know, we've got other outlets that are not censored, that are, you know, I'm loving this library.tv. I really like that. I love BitChute, and I love Vimeo. So the segments will be just as YouTube always has been. They'll be there every day for those 3 things. And then the next week they'll publish, you know, one a day, but just a week late. So if you want to keep current with the show, you're going to have to go to the alt tech. And if that sucks for you, well, then it does. Sorry.
Well, the thing is that, you know, we've been banging this drum for over a year already. Mm-hmm. And it's just time to start weaning our fans away from the things that are not friendly toward us.
Yeah. If you want to use YouTube, go right ahead. But we're not going to fucking cater to YouTube because that's where you listen to the show.
Right.
It's that simple. We're going to cater to how we want to present the show. And it really is about presenting the show. It's not, and I don't want to sound like some artsy dick knob, but, you know, that's the truth, is that, you know, for better or for worse, you and I have spent what, 1,000,000 hours off of the show, talking about the show and technology and how we're gonna position it and approach it and everything. You know, we've talked to death on that, and now the avenue that was one of the bigger avenues is censoring us, and we're not going to allow it. We're just not going to allow it.
Yep. Well, anyway, the fans, I think, are smart enough to be able to switch over to a different platform.
Yeah.
And it's out there. It's readily available. It's free. All you have to do is change your mindset. You don't have to really do anything else. Just change your mindset. Facebook is not the greatest. Twitter is not the greatest. YouTube is not the greatest.
No.
Not anymore. I mean, they were definitely pioneers, or they did break ground, but you know, that ground is already trodden on, and it's time to move on to something you know, less cumbersome.
Yeah. Ohio Grown in the chat room. Those sites are not user friendly. How are they not user friendly? How is Vimeo not user friendly? One, all the Vimeo videos are in the CMS app, so you can watch them right there, or listen to them right there if you need to. Two, Vimeo has their own app, so you could just subscribe to Vimeo's or put their app on your phone or on your whatever, and it's there, and the videos are there. Subscribe just like you would to YouTube, and the videos will notify you every day or whatever, or however you get it now with YouTube.
I've never had any issue with any of those sites.
I will say BitChute, sometimes the videos load a little slow, but you know, that's the price you pay for you know, 100% uncensored free software. Is it sometimes it doesn't work perfectly, but I've never had any problems with them. I watch the shit out of I've been really, like I said, I've been doing the library thing a lot, library.tv, because it loads fast and it uploads fast. You know, for me, that's a bonus for me, is that it uploads the videos fast. But you know, all of them, Vimeo has always been easy for me. Vimeo is perfect. So, you know, somebody asked about Spotify. So far, Spotify has not given us any grief yet. I know some other people got taken off of Spotify, but that was because Spotify fucking jumped on the music banning trend, and we do fair use. We don't play full songs.
Yeah, we didn't you know, keep the music in our shows, which is why we break the shows up into podcasts. And of course, we're not a primarily music show anymore. We're a talk show. We're a talk show with music added in.
Yeah, the music is commercials, really. It really is. It's the time that we have to get up, stretch, take a piss, whatever.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, you get 6 to 9 minutes of music in between breaks, and it's time to get back at it.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, that's the plan. So just giving everybody the heads up that the new podcast, or the new segments of the CMS, are going to be a week delayed on on YouTube now. But you can still get them on the Spreaker, Vimeo, the new library, you know.
Yeah. And all the podcast versions, the MP3 versions will all be the same.
Yeah. So anyway, just kind of change your habits if you're a hardcore YouTube fan, because we got to get away from these sites that they're not doing us any favors.
Yeah, not really.
It's not 2010 anymore.
Nope.
Not when it used to be fun.
It's not anymore.
Not fun anymore.
Nope.
All right. So anyway, just giving you a fair warning.
Yep.
All right. So what else is going on this week? Anything good?
No, I was in bed all day today. Literally. The only time I was up at all was when I called you earlier. And then I went right back to sleep, slept till 5, got up for like 20 minutes and laid down until showtime.
Well, there is a reason why you're kind of dragging ass today, or what we're dragging ass.
Yeah, I did drink a lot last night. Oh boy. Yeah. Me, John, and Stephanie went out for Stephanie's birthday. Boy, did we drink a lot.
Now, where did you go?
I forget the name of the bar, but it was way the fuck out there. I needed a plane ticket to get there and back. It was so fucking
Well,
far.
where was it?
It's what's the next town past Hinckley? Is that Wadsworth?
Well, Wadsworth is a little south.
South of Wadsworth? Well, yeah, okay. So whatever the next town south of Wadsworth is, that's where we were, I think.
All right.
We were way the fuck out there.
Yeah, you're out there toward my dad's place.
Yeah, because Steph and John live in Wadsworth.
All right. So was it beyond their place?
Yeah, it was beyond their place. It was we met up at their place and then we took a left and kept going south.
So were you like out in Seville or something?
I don't know. It was a town. It wasn't like, some fucking bullshit bar somewhere. It was a town.
All right.
They seem to have a Walmart, I think. So
well, that's legit.
Well, I mean that makes it bigger than a fucking, Hilljack town, I guess.
I guess. So what was special about this bar? It just happened to be like open or what?
I guess they go there like they've gone there the last 3 weeks ever since they opened the doors for, with COVID nonsense.
Okay.
So that's where they wanted to go. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll come on out.
So you had to drive 40 miles. And even though you were going to be, having a few, you would have to drive home from there.
Well, I could have stayed at John's.
I'm sure you could have, but I'm assuming you didn't.
No, I teleported back here.
Right. So you had to head out for Stephanie's birthday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know that you were going to elaborate on that a little bit, that you were heading out that way, but you had to do something before you went there.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So I had kind of forgotten that Steph's birthday was this weekend, or right around this weekend. And then John reminded me of it. So I was like, fuck, I got to go get, a card or something, because I always, I usually just send something, I'll usually just go to Amazon. I'll send her something, for her birthday. So I was like, motherfucker, it's day of, it's like 1:00 in the afternoon. I got to leave my house by 4:30 to get out to this fucking place. So it's like, all right, I'm going to run out I'm going to do something I don't do often. I'm going to run out to the fucking store.
All right.
So for the first time in 2 fucking years, I enter a store.
Has it really been that long since you've actually gone to a store of any kind?
I did go into a gas station, I think about 6 months ago. It was like 6 or 7 months ago. I went into a gas station, and
so back in January or December,
yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah. And I forget why I went in. It was probably the pump wasn't working or something. So I had to just pay inside, but I really have not been to a store in 2 years. And so I went to the local CVS because I know they have birthday cards. So I go in, and it's been so long since I've been to this fucking store that they've completely remodeled it. And now I don't know where anything is in the fucking store.
Like, where am I?
Yeah. I was like,
I get here?
Is this a new store?
When did they build this place? I don't remember this place. I remember the parking lot, but I don't remember the store.
Yeah, it didn't look anything like this before. It used to be the cards were right here at the door, which was part of the reason I went to CVS, because I didn't think I was going to have to go too far into the store. I figured I could just grab something at the front and go over and be done with this shit. Not to be. So I go in. There's a big sign on the window that says masks are strongly encouraged.
All right. So that doesn't mean you have to wear a mask. They're just saying strongly encouraged, like, it's implied, but not mandatory.
In Chris language, it says, I don't need it.
Yeah. Well, that's how I would read that. I would just go, well, it doesn't say I have to. It just says, well, we'd appreciate it if you did, but if you don't, well, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So I, of course, walked right past that. And there's a, 18-year-old fucking stock kid sitting there stocking something. And then there's lady at the counter, and she's got her mask on. He's got his mask on. You know, they're all secretive with their masks. Scary. So I look around, I don't see the cards. So I go over to the lady, and I asked her, I said, well, where's the greeting cards? And she tells me they're in aisle 12 or whatever number it was. I was like, okay. So
you actually conversed with a store employee, and they did not indicate to you that, sir, we require a mask here.
No, they did not.
So
Didn't
that says to me,
that's
not required.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I go back to aisle 12. That's where all the cards are. And you know how cards are all set up with the, you know, they're broken down by styles. You know,
well, right now the two special sections would be graduation cards and Father's Day cards.
Exactly. But then there's also birthday for her, for him, for sister, for grandmother, for mom, for dad.
Yeah, categorized.
Yeah. So the ones I wanted were the sister cards, because Stephanie's kind of like my sister, sort of. Sister I want to fuck, but my sister nonetheless.
You incestuous bastard, you.
That's right. That's right. Don't let that get out there with Chris D'Elia, or I'll be canceled.
Right. Right. Don't let R. Kelly hear about this.
No, not at all. But so anyway, so I go and I want to get to the sister cards. And there's a lady, little Asian lady with a mask on, of course, maybe 5'2".
Was she from Wuhan, China?
I couldn't tell. She had her mask on. I couldn't determine.
She could have been the Joker, for all you know.
She could have been. She might have been. She might not even have been Asian. Might just have had weird eyes. I don't know.
She was Lady Chinky Eyes.
Yeah. Hey, you know, you said that. I
did say that.
But she, of course, she has they have those little mini carts. Have you seen these things at the?
Yeah, they're about the half size of a full cart. Yeah.
And it's just like an annoying cart because it just looks like a child's cart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's fucking stupid. So, but she's got her cart in front of the sister cards, and she's looking at one end of the sister cards. Like if the cards go across, like 7 cards across or whatever, she's got her cart blocking 5 of them, and then she's standing in front of the other 2 looking at cards. So I just stand there, you know, and I didn't back off of her. I didn't do social distancing, apparently. I just stood at the end of her cart waiting for this dumb bitch to move so I could get in and get my cart.
So you were silently giving her the indication that, hey, lady, if you're not going to pick a card out of there, I need to get in there.
Well, I don't even know that I was doing that. I was just literally standing there waiting.
Well, you were being intimidating, and you were standing there. Just your presence was harassing.
Apparently. Because after about 30 seconds, she turns to me and she says, I guess you didn't see where you're supposed to wear a mask. And without even hesitating, I just went right back at her and was just like, I guess you didn't see that you're not supposed to be a cunt. And she just, those little slants of eyes opened wide. Whoop!
So she looked less Asian and more English.
Yeah, she looked like a droopy dog with those giant eyes. And she was like, and she goes storming away, which I was fine with. I was like, all right, good. You're out of my fucking way.
Yeah, because you basically cleared the aisle.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that amazing how powerful one word can be? It can clear an entire aisle.
Exactly. So then I started hunting around for a card, and I get ready to pick a card, and little manager kid, the 18-year-old kid that I walked in from, past, comes over and goes, sir, did you use disparaging language to this customer?
I thought you said inappropriate.
No, or inappropriate language. Yeah. And I said, well, if by inappropriate you mean calling her a cunt, yes, I did. And he just looked at me and he goes, well, let's hurry this along, sir. Let's move this along. Because he wasn't going to do nothing. He's a little fucking scrawny fuck. What's he going to do?
I don't want any trouble, sir. Just please get your stuff and get out of here, would you?
So I grabbed my card and I went and paid and didn't have any hassle there. Although nobody said anything to me at the window or
what are they going to say?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. Don't come back.
You said mean stuff to me.
Yeah. Don't ever come back in here again. I don't know. But they didn't say nothing to me, and I just paid for my thing and was like, have a nice day. Out I went.
So you encountered an Asian Karen. Is that the deal?
I did. Karen-san.
Karen-san. All right.
I did. I encountered Karen-san.
Right.
But needless to say, I'm going back. Starting today was day one. I'm back on hiatus from going to stores again because this is what I don't know what it is about me. I mean, you've seen me. I am intimidating looking. You would think. I know that.
Well, you're speaking to somebody who falls prey to that all the time.
Yeah, but it's like, but you don't get in arguments with people. Maybe
maybe I have just that. Maybe my intimidation is turned to 11, and people just won't say a word.
Because all I know is I go. Maybe it's part of it is that I go into the store with the walls all the way up or just ready to strike because I'm so pissed off that I got to be in a store with other fucking lame human beings.
Right.
But I swear I was not in a bad mood. I was in a good mood thinking, all right, I'm going to get my drink on. I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to go get this card. I'll get something cool. I was in a good mood. And I mean, that fast I snapped and was like, fuck you, cunt. Get out of my way.
Right. Well, what happened to her? Did she leave the store before you checked out, or did she?
I didn't see her again. She must have left because I didn't see her. She wasn't waiting at the counter to, to give me the evil half eye or whatever.
The evil slant eye.
Yeah. She wasn't there to give me that. So I don't know. I just was like, fuck this bitch.
Right.
Ugh. Hate people. Hate them.
You got admonished for not wearing a mask when it wasn't really required.
Correct.
Okay. So you headed out and went to the bar.
I did. And we did drink a lot.
So what was the crowd like at the bar? I mean, were people enjoying themselves? Were they social distancing? What was going on?
It was when we went, like I had hit John up and I immediately was skeptical of it because I told John, I had a couple of errands to do before I left. And, in a rare moment in my life, I was running a little bit late, which, that does not happen for me, but I was running a little late. So I texted John and I was like, dude, why don't you go and just get us a table and I'll meet you guys there. He hits me back and says, you can't do that. And I was like, what do you mean you can't do that? And then he's like, well, because of COVID, you have to come in as a group together. And you can't come in and then have somebody else meet you. And I was like, this is fucking stupid. And immediately, immediately every fucking idiot that I've seen on this COVID nonsense comes to my mind that I'm going to walk into a fucking room that looks like it's a surgical center.
Right.
With everybody wearing masks and whatever. So then John's like, anyway, we're going to sit at the bar. And I was like, I hate those really high chairs because I'm a fat tub of shit and they fucking make my back hurt from leaning in. Right. You kind of, when you're on those big tall chairs, you kind of lean in, on the bar. And with my back being all fucky, I don't like to sit on those fucking chairs. Well, John says, well, you have to, if we're at the bar, you have to sit in the chairs. And I was like, why do I have to sit in the chair? Can I just stand there? No, can't stand there. Got to sit in a chair. COVID. And I was like, what the fuck am I getting ready to go into here?
So you guys, this is sounding less and less fun all the time.
I literally said to John, I said, why don't we just get a fucking 12-pack or a case of beer and I'll buy some steaks or something. We'll just cook at your house.
Right.
you know, and he's like, no, it'll be cool. You'll see, dude. It'll be cool. And then I was like, all right, fine. So we did get there, and it actually wasn't bad. The way it was laid out was pretty cool. They, you know, they did have space between the tables, but and I did have to pull my chair away from another guy that was sitting at the bar to maintain social distancing. But
Okay.
but you know, we all sat next to each other and fucking drank the house down, and boy did we.
All right.
So yeah, we were there from, I think we got there at like 6:30, and I think we left at midnight maybe.
All right.
And I don't know what John's bar tab was, but mine was the first set of bar tab was 150. The second set, when I bought a round for the bar, for what was left in the bar, was I think 50.
Okay. You were able to buy a round for the bar for $50?
Yeah.
Well,
it was at midnight, so a lot of people had left.
all right. Well, how many people were in this place at the peak time that you were there?
I would say we're in the section we were in. There's like a front and a back, and we were in the back that was like kind of like a deck, sort of a layout type of a deal. I would say there was probably about 50 people back in there.
Okay.
And at the time that I bought the round, there was, I think, 11 or 13 or something.
Okay.
So I bought 13 shots for like $45.
Nice.
So yeah, and again, I paid for like till about 8 o'clock, and then John took over. Like I bought dinner and whatnot, and then John took over from like 9 o'clock until midnight. So I don't know what our drink bill was probably three and a half last night.
Wow. So what kind of a bar is this? What was it, like a country bar, kind of a rock bar, or sports bar, or you know, what would you kind of describe it as?
Sort of a mishmash bar, really. They were musicking 80s pop, but not like the really faggy 80s pop that everybody would make fun of because I know all the songs and love them.
All right.
But stuff like Greg Kinn Band and, you know, like kind of rocky type stuff.
Yeah.
Mellencamp.
Yeah. So it was kind of pop rock type stuff.
Pop rock.
It was less of the synthesizer rock and more kind of guitar driven pop.
Right. And it was all early 80s. But then they had TVs on, and they had like Impractical Jokers marathon on one TV, and then they had some endless bowling thing on. There was some dude that looked like he was fresh out of Kingpin that was bowling his ass off. and that was on two of the TVs, and Impractical Jokers was on two of the TVs. And there was some kind of Olympic something on another TV. So sort of sports bar, sort of silly bar, and kind of mid 80s rock bar.
All right.
Take that for whatever that is.
All right. So it was just sort of like a kind of a neutral kind of place.
Yeah. But it was fun. We had a good time. We definitely had a good time.
Well, a $350 drink tab, I would hope you'd had a good time.
Yeah, we definitely had a good time. Yeah, that is the lady I ran into. That's her. Although I didn't see her mouth, to be sure. That's her. But yeah, we had it was fun. We had a lot of fun. Then I went home.
Good. And you got home safe, obviously.
Of course I did.
Of course.
Got home safe, staggered in the door, went straight to bed.
I'm sure you did.
Went straight to bed and got up at what time did I call you? 10?
Yeah, it was like 10:30, 11 my time.
Yeah. So got up at noon, was up for a little while, went back to bed, slept all day, got up, slept again, took my show nap. I should be awake for the whole show tonight, I would think.
All right.
So yeah, that was my fun.
Well, sounds like a good time. Well, after I had spoken with you this morning, I went out and hit the trail and did about 3 miles. And then it just got a little too warm, and I just like I was gonna do about 4.5, and I was just like, yeah, it's a little too little too warm this
Yeah.
morning to do that. So, but speaking of going to the store,
Yes.
I stopped this week at Walgreens. I had to go get a card for Father's Day.
Okay.
So happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there listening to the show. Father's Day tomorrow. So I went to the Walgreens, and
Mhm.
people are still doing this whole social distancing at the cash registers now.
Yeah.
And my Walgreens has reorganized themselves. You could just basically walk up to the cash register to check out.
Mhm.
Well, now they've got the Walgreens where you have to go through like a almost like a maze. You have to zigzag through a maze to get to the cash register to get out the door.
Great.
So I don't know if they're experiencing theft now.
Probably.
So it wasn't like that before, but now they've rearranged things to where they've got the shelving to where you have to zigzag around to get. So there were two people standing in line, and
Okay.
there was an elderly lady at the cash register getting checked out.
Okay.
Now, for whatever reason, I I don't know what it is about the male demographic in our society anymore. If they work at a restaurant or if they work at a store,
Mhm.
it's always these swishy gay guys.
Yeah. Well,
Always. And so the gay guy, the guy working the cash register, he is one of these most flamboyant gays with the
okay.
lisp talk, the thank you very much, that kind of a thing.
All right.
And so, of course, my mind starts wandering when I hear him talking because I
Mhm.
go, now, is this a product of being gay, or is this put on because you believe that, well, I have to identify myself as gay, so I have to take on these mannerisms?
Right.
So I'm thinking if there wasn't TV or social media or anything to influence your gayness,
Mhm.
would you automatically take on those affects, the vocal affects of being lispy and being, have a nice day.
Do you need help finding the lube, sir?
Exactly. So would that be a natural thing if you were a gay male, or is that something that you learn?
It's learned. Come on.
Yeah, I know, but why?
Because they want to be as swishy as possible. That's their thing.
All right. Well, anyway, so there's this lady, she's checking out, right?
Mhm.
She is one of these typical people that she has a coupon for everything in her cart.
Oh.
So every time the guy rings something up, oh, I have a coupon for that. Oh,
Mhm.
I have a coupon for that.
Meanwhile, it's to save a nickel or something. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
nothing.
more or less. So I'm standing there and there's a guy waiting behind her, and he's the only cashier checking people out. All this guy is doing is buying a sports drink,
Mhm.
and he's standing there. And
Mhm.
then, of course, well, do you have, you need an ID for I don't know what it was that she needed an ID for. Oh, really? Well, let me see if I have that. So she has that giant purse.
Yeah.
So then she has to go digging through the purse looking for her wallet. And then she finally finds her wallet. Then she has to dig through there to find some kind of an ID.
Right.
Well, then she can't find her ID. So then the guy has to call the manager over. And the
Okay.
manager has to come over. And I don't know if they voided that off of her transaction or the manager had to approve it was okay for her to buy it.
Right.
It was just this long drawn out process. So I'm just standing, and this is literally 5, 7 minutes gone by already on this one customer.
Right.
And so this guy in front of me, he just gets so frustrated. He just leaves his sports drink on the counter and walks out.
I'm out of here. Fuck you.
Yeah, basically, it's fuck this.
Yep.
So then he finally gets all of her products rung up. He finally validates all her coupons and all this. Then she pulls the big purse up again and starts digging again. Then she pulls out the checkbook and starts writing out the check.
It's like, bitch, you had 10 minutes to get this ready.
Yeah,
All you
this is an all-day job just checking this one lady out.
Yeah. Should have just she could have had everything filled out except for the numbers
Right.
and just wrote it in and been done. But no, you know, since there's nobody that's important except for her there, then she can just take all fucking day.
Right. So after the manager came up and to do whatever she had to do to approve whatever it was she had to do,
Mm-hmm.
there was me and another girl in line. And so the manager lady, she went to another register and opened that up so she could check us out. And
Okay.
the girl in front of me, she only had like one item and she was in and out of there. Well, the lady in front of her, the elderly lady who was still at the checkout going through her purchases, that girl was able to purchase her stuff and get the hell out of the store.
Right.
So I'm next. I'm purchasing just a Father's Day card. That's all I had.
Mm-hmm.
So I purchased that, rang that up, paid cash, ready to walk out. The lady at the register ahead of me, she finally gets done. She pushes her cart like 3 feet ahead of the register. Then she stops and blocks the aisle because now she has to go through and check all of her items compared to her.
Oh my God. And you didn't say, get out of my way.
No, I didn't do that. I slipped by her and went around the other way.
I would have screamed at her.
Oh my God. It took it her checkout. They were able to check out 3 people in the time and then some by the time they checked this lady out because of all the bullshit they had to go through.
You should have screamed her down so she learned a lesson for next time.
Oh,
Entitled twat bag. Holy smokes. What is it? Is the deal that some people just like to be in the store? Is that like their only interaction with people?
I believe that's what it is. It's no different than at the bank. You know, I go to the local bank here. Sometimes I'll just go through the serve yourself ATM thing.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
once in a while, I'll go up to the cashier window. The
Yeah.
people that want to sit there and have a conversation with the cashier while there's line behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw your daughter at the so and so. Oh, really? Yeah, she was so cute. You know, we went and took pictures the other day.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like,
How did those turn out? Oh, those were really great. Now we put those on Facebook. So if you want to check
oh,
and it's
it's
like,
like, get out of my way.
this isn't social time. Get your check
Yeah.
cashed or whatever the fuck you're doing and move along.
Yeah, exactly. Go to their house on Saturday, you cunt. Jesus. Yeah, I hate when anybody does that on anything.
Yeah.
On
Got to sit there and have a good conversation. And hey, how's your husband and your children? Oh, well, they're great.
It's like, dude, I'm so hateful of people now. Like today, I had to go out and run a couple of errands this or yesterday. And I get out and there's a street behind my house, and I don't want to get too into it, but there's a street behind my house, and I kind of cut over, and then that street leads to the main street. So I ended up behind this car. This fucking car is going literally 10 miles an hour. And I'm like, what in the fuck? And I'm thinking, okay, this guy must be lost or something.
Right.
All the way to the end of the fucking street. And by the time we got halfway up the street, I've got my window down screaming. I'm like, put your foot on the gas, asshole. You know, it's like, what are you doing? You're holding me up with your fucking stupidness. Move it.
Like, what are you doing out here?
Yeah. It's like, move it. And this fucking dumbbell just was going 10 miles an hour to go 10 miles an hour. And it wasn't even a fucking 80-year-old guy or nothing. It was like some fucking, like a regular 30-year-old person.
Right.
I was so pissed off. And then, of course, thankfully, when he turned on the main street, he actually figured out that, pushing the gas pedal means that it goes faster. But because if he'd have done that on that, I'd have laid on the horn until he fucking pulled off the road.
Right.
I was getting fucking furious trying to get to where I needed to. Because all I want to do is, look, I budget my time pretty well. And when I know for a fact I can go, I can get my banking done, I can do this errand or that errand, and it's 30 minutes. So it's like, okay, that's what I've allotted, 30 minutes, not 38, because I'm sitting around behind some dick fuck that can't fucking drive or wants to talk to the checkout girl at the bank or whatever.
Right.
Just fucking move it.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking hate people. More and more by the minute. By the minute, I hate them more.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Got nothing better to do, pal.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just hanging out. Oh, how's Mary? Oh, she's great. Shut up.
Move.
Move it. How about this? You guys could keep having your conversation while she cashes my check. Just stand beside you, bitch. You know, and you guys can talk about, you can fucking hold your phone up and show your picture of little Susie all you want while she cashes my check. Because I don't care about little Susie. I hope she gets hit by a garbage truck. Fuck your kid. Cash my check. Hate fucking people.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Did I celebrate Juneteenth? What the fuck is Juneteenth?
Well, see, that's a whole nother issue. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Oh, so, that's a thing?
Yeah, that is a thing.
I'm not aware of Juneteenth.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Should I be?
No.
Okay.
Not that important. Only Texas Brian should know anything about that.
Oh, is it a Texas thing?
It's a Texas thing.
All right. I've honestly, I never heard of that till right now.
Yeah. Well, it's been around about 150 years, but only because Trump is in office now that it's important.
Okay.
No other president, even when Obama was in office, it wasn't important. But now that Trump is in office, now it's important. It's important that we recognize that day.
When was the day? Was it today?
The 19th. Yesterday.
The 19th, yesterday.
Yeah.
News to me. You'll have to clue me in on this one.
Only because Trump had scheduled his rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma yesterday that it became people became aware of it. Because how dare he have a rally on Juneteenth?
Juneteenth.
Whatever.
I've never ever heard of this.
Again, nobody did. Nobody has.
What's bigger, Juneteenth or Sweetest Day?
Sweetest Day.
Sweetest Day is bigger, and that's barely known by anybody.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Is it?
You've heard of Sweetest Day?
Well, that's because I'm from Ohio. What about like Arbor Day? Is Arbor Day bigger than Juneteenth?
I don't know. Does anybody celebrate Arbor Day? I think Arbor Day became Earth Day, didn't it?
Oh, is it? I don't even know.
I'm pretty sure that it encompassed, Arbor Day was the tree day, but that was more like Earth Day. So I think they sort of like blended that like they do Washington and Lincoln's birthday, President's Day.
Okay. Yeah, I was unaware.
Yeah.
I really did not. I don't know.
Why would you? They're insignificant, inconsequential things.
What am I going to do? Go fucking plant an apple tree? No, I'm not. And I'm not going to celebrate whatever.
Johnny Appleseed?
Yeah. And what am I supposed to celebrate on Juneteenth?
Well, the fact that you don't know what Juneteenth is just proves to me that you are a racist.
Oh, is this a racial thing?
Oh,
Juneteenth?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, lock me in. How come it's not in February then? Why isn't it Febteenth? Isn't that Black History Month?
Yeah, but it's significant of a day of emancipation.
Oh, all right. Whatever. I'll never celebrate it. I'll never care. I'll never celebrate any Heritage Day. Do you celebrate any Heritage Days?
No, absolutely not.
Black History Month.
No, absolutely not. Don't care. Don't pay attention. Don't care. Means nothing to me.
Don't care about Mexican Cinco de Mayo. Don't give a shit about St. Patrick's Day. Don't care about any of it.
Even the Mexicans don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo. That's a drinking day here in the U.S. Nobody cares about that.
Yeah. The only one I know that celebrates Cinco de Mayo is Taco Bell because they fucking advertise the shit out of it to sell nachos.
Of course.
That's it. Yeah. No, fuck any Heritage Day. I don't even know what my heritage is. I have no idea. It's Irish something. I think the drinking establishes that.
All right. Well, we will talk about it later. So let's take a break.
All right.
Let's play some traditional Van Halen from the Fair Warning release.
All right.
You'll hear about it later. Here's Van Halen exclusively here
on your classic metal show.